Guys, I don't know how much more of this I can take. I was literally about to go to the post office, go pick up some packages, run some errands, go outside, enjoy this cold October breeze. When the news just dropped that the Connecticut Sun have parted ways with the head coach being Stephanie White. What is going on? I literally just got done uploading a video, guys. Go check that out. Las Vegas Aces, they just fired their general manager, Natalie Williams. Okay, and I said, could Becky Hammon be next? Because of the federal lawsuit that's pending that Dearica Hamby, former Las Vegas Aces player, just submitted against her, Becky Hammon, the Las Vegas Aces team as a whole, and the WNBA as a whole. And now, I just see it on Good Morning America, this article, that the Connecticut Sun pretty much, they just fired Stephanie White. Please allow me to read you the article. It says Stephanie White is out as head coach of the Connecticut Sun. The team announced on Monday, being today, White, 47, led the Sun to a 55-25 regular season record and a 7-7 postseason record in her 2 seasons with the team. So she's only been employed as a head coach for 2 seasons, right? It says in 2023, White ended the year with WNBA and AP Coach of the Year accolades, right? So she's won, I believe this is not her first time winning Coach of the Year. She did it at least twice, right? It says the Sun lost in the semifinals of the playoffs in both of White's seasons as a coach. We want to thank Stephanie for her time in Connecticut Sun in Connecticut and her commitment to our organization over the past 2 seasons, Sun President Jen Rosati said in a statement. We wish her the best in her future endeavors. White was head coach of the Indiana Fever in 2015 and 2016, and then spent the next 6 years coaching at Vanderbilt before joining the Sun. So again, guys, Stephanie White has, she has more than enough time and experience being, on both sides, okay? But again, like she had more years coaching than she did as actually being a WNBA player. She played in the WNBA, okay, for I believe the Indiana Fever for 5 seasons, okay? And then she was the head coach of the Indiana Fever for some seasons. She was the assistant coach of the head coach of the Chicago Sky. And then again, she was the head coach of the Connecticut Sun for 2 seasons. And they just fired her. Now, again, last week I did a video on Stephanie White because she had like a delayed exit interview after the Connecticut Sun lost to the Minnesota Lynx in the semifinals. They got swept up, right? They couldn't advance to the finals. She was kind of delayed with the exit interview. And then finally, she came out and said, she's dealing with a family emergency. That she said, it's taking all her time and her, you could tell she was very emotional in that interview. She was kind of fighting back tears. She was teary-eyed. It was very heartbreaking and emotional to see her like that. And, she said she was dealing with that and she couldn't even get into the right headspace to even think about her future coaching career, let alone coaching right now. Because people were it was rumors flowing around for, right after they lost the semifinals to the Minnesota Lynx that, will she be returning as the head coach of Connecticut Sun? Is she being fired? Will she be let go? What's going on? And she just was like, you know what? Right now I'm dealing with this family emergency. I can't even, dwell on that, that thought about my future coaching career. Again, this is really getting on my nerves, honestly. It's pissing me off, okay? It was emotional when Spoon, even though, again, I have been critical. Yes, I was critical of Spoon. Okay, Teresa Weatherspoon, she was the former head coach of the Chicago Sky. Because, again, after the way we was getting crushed back-to-back, we took 6 losses in a row after the Olympic break, the post-Olympic break at the 2024 WNBA season. I had enough. I had enough of Spoon putting in Dizzy, a.k.a. Izzy Harrison, Dana, and Diamond DeShields. I had enough, okay? But, Stephanie, she's a good coach. For 2 seasons, she was the head coach of Connecticut Sun, okay? And, they were literally number 2 in the power rankings, in the seed power rankings of the season. She's not a terrible coach at all. She has great experience as being a player. Okay, she knows the ins and outs of basketball. Now, it was some things honestly, when I look back at it now, and I even, I kind of criticized her about this, Game 5, okay, of the semifinal series, when Minnesota Lynx ultimately was able to advance to the finals, when they whooped the Connecticut Sun, I was they were literally going on runs on the Connecticut Sun, and Stephanie White was not calling out any timeout. She wasn't trying to put up, plays for them. And I'm it seemed like she was just mentally not there. I was guys, if you look at my previous videos, I do so many videos. This was 2-3 weeks ago, right? I was guys, why isn't Stephanie White? I criticized her. I said, why isn't Stephanie White, why didn't she call out timeouts when they were going on 10, 20-point leads on us? Why didn't she put up plays? It was just she was just this, like a statue, standing on the sidelines, just watching us get defeated, she didn't care no more. And I believe that obviously now that we know what we know now, she said she's been dealing with a family emergency, of course, unbeknownst to us. And it just seemed like she just gave up, she just didn't care. She didn't care. I was kind of critical of her. I'm you know what? We could have won that game. like, what's going on with you, Stephanie? And it's like, well, apparently, something is not, right. Again, like, she's with her partner, Lisa Salters, beautiful woman. Okay, the lovely Lisa Salters, her and Stephanie White. Again, Stephanie White wears a wedding ring. I know she was previously married to a man, and then after that, she was previously married to a woman. And now I don't know if she's like officially married to Lisa Salters, but she does wear a wedding ring. And Lisa Salters has a son, biologically hers, and then Stephanie White, she has 3 biological sons. So together, they have this family. They raise their 4 sons together, right? They co-parent, as partners. And hopefully, I guess nothing involving her children, herself, or Lisa Salters with her health, something like that. But like, it's obviously something very, very detrimental for her to like just say like she couldn't even focus on her career. But again, it's like I just don't like the wording of this. It's like perhaps maybe Stephanie White did walk away from being the head coach of Connecticut Sun. But again, like, all the articles are wording it as either Connecticut Sun has parted ways with Stephanie White, or Stephanie White has been fired. They're just saying on a lot of these articles right now. Again, the news just broke about 20 minutes ago. I'm about to edit and post this, guys, when you see it. I'm sure you guys are like hitting me up on Instagram right now about it. Like, yes, I'm doing this video right now. The news just broke that, yes, Stephanie White has been either let go, fired from being the head coach of Connecticut Sun. This is unfortunate. The bombs keep dropping, guys. Again, I'm getting more and more nervous about Becky Hammon. I feel like it's inevitable. Even Sandy Brondello, head coach of the New York Liberty. People have been saying that she needs to be fired. This woman is literally the head coach of the number 1 powerful team in the WNBA. They just won the championship finally, right? The basketball gods and goddesses, they kept denying all of New York for 51 years. For 51 years, New York basketball did not win that one title since 1973. Same year my mom was born, ironically, right? And they finally won a title. They said Sandy Brondello is still a terrible coach. They're saying that Sandy needs to be fired because she has got a lot of good pieces on her chessboard, but she doesn't know how to play them. They said the only reason that the New York Liberty was able to win the title, the championship, the trophy, and also be able to be the number 1 powerful team ranked all season long is because her players are talented. They said the players are talented. She's not a talented coach. So it's like, in spite of Sandy Brondello's inferior coaching, the New York Liberty players, they were somehow, some way able to make it out on top. And man, shout out to Stephanie White. I really love her. She's an incredible coach, very intelligent woman. Again, like, we could use her for Chicago Sky. I said this just yesterday after Christy Sides got fired. Now, she got fired from the Fever. I believe it was no parting ways. It wasn't mutual. Christy Sides got the boot, okay? And I was like, you know what, Chicago Sky, I said, hey, call Christy Sides. And now I'm like, call Stephanie White. I would love either one of them women to come become head coach of the Chicago Sky. We need them and their expertise. I believe, like, they build around, say, Camilo Cardoso, Angel Reese, Michaela Onyenwe. Who else that's like talented? No tea, no shade. I'm not thinking about no veterans in the Chicago Sky right now. They build around those core 3. And I'll put in maybe Lindsay Allen, but she be getting on my nerves. Who else? I need 5. Oh yeah, of course, Kennedy Carter. If they bring her back, please, Lord, let her come back. Because again, Kennedy Carter already put it out there that she would love to come back to Chicago Sky. They build around those 5 and, like, really instruct and teach and guide them and become more fast paced. I believe Chicago Sky, we're gonna see great improvements in next season compared to this 2024 WNBA season. Another one bites the dust. It's some scary times. We're living in some scary hours in the WNBA. Again, I'm still waiting. I don't even like the Phoenix Mercury, but when is Nate Tibbetts gonna get the boot? You guys, he's the highest paid WNBA coach. I'm seeing everybody lose their jobs. Nate Tibbetts had 3 Olympic gold medalists on his team, and they underperform almost every single season. AKA girl dad is what they call him. I don't know why. I guess he got a daughter or some daughters or something. Nate Tibbetts deserves to go.